Hi again, guys. I'm still in Colorado when I'm making this, and Henry Bluesdank somehow still hasn't suffocated because of the elevation. This is very good for him and extremely bad news for me. But it's been about a week since Quackity made his video going public with this whole Discord ban situation, and I made my initial video about this whole extravaganza. And some stuff has happened in that frame of time, none of which has been Quackity getting unbanned. So I figured since it's been a little bit and we still haven't gotten a proper response from Discord, and also because the last video absolutely banged views, I wanted to make a video going over some of what's happened in this last week and talk about some of the common arguments that I've seen as to why Quackity's ban was justified, or that this situation isn't as big of a deal as we're making it out to be. Now, I want to reiterate in this video that the purpose of this whole thing isn't to make a big mess and to just be rude and nothing else. We want to get Discord's attention and we want them to take the situation seriously, but we need to make sure we do so in a respectful manner. Don't go and target individual people like the specific mod that Quackity interacted with or harass anyone. That helps literally nobody, and if anything, it hurts the message we're trying to spread. So still use hashtag Discord unban Quackity to make tweets about this situation so it doesn't just get swept under the rug by Discord, but make sure whatever you say in those tweets is still constructive and respectful. Now that we've got the fact that you shouldn't be harassing individuals over the situation out of the way, we can get into the recap epic style. I'm bleeding from my mouth having said those words. So as I said, Quackity still hasn't gotten unbanned on Discord, though the Discord unban Quackity hashtag was trending worldwide for a bit. That was slicker than the skin of a stingray, if I do say so myself. Oh yeah, I also know what the skin of a stingray feels like now. Discord themselves haven't given an official response to this whole situation, though it seems like they did have fun at PAX South in the meantime, if their Twitter is anything to go by. I mean, they were so excited for the event leading up to it that even though their art department was on break, they still made a poster and tweet to advertise their presence at the convention. Great stuff. They showed some cool stuff about their new PAX pin in a different tweet, very cool. Apparently, there's now a tiny phone to let your friends know you're on mobile, thanks Tiny Phone, and they have an accompanying trailer to show us a little more in depth how it works. Big thanks for that one, Discord. A few days later, they showed themselves regretfully leaving PAX South, but it seemed they were more glad that it happened than sad to see it end, and we had this cute little picture of Wumpus on a bus. Of course, if you scroll down far enough into any of these tweets, we can see the reaction from the community. Some people were happy to hang out with Discord at PAX, a few people saying hashtag Discord unban Quackity, just a few, not too many people were replying solely with that hashtag. It was very much an isolated thing that went down. Nothing much to see here, nope. Another two of my friends, Kaiju and FPS Diesel, both made videos on this situation as well. If you're interested on other people's takes on the situation or other people's individual insight into it or their presentation of the information, then I think they're worth checking out. I enjoyed both of their videos, though I am quite biased in the fact that I love both of the individuals who made those videos. Good lads those guys are. Smell like grated cheese from straight out the bag at 3 a.m. Quackity has been on Twitter just doing his usual thing, talking about his greatest fears by tweeting pictures of toilets that are completely submerged underwater. That brought up the important question though of whether the toilet overflowed so much that it flooded the entire room until the toilet itself became submerged in its own sludge, or alternatively, if the room that the toilet was in became flooded due to an outside source, such as a thunderstorm, or perhaps another source of heavy rain, like the leaky asshole of a man with diarrhea. Personally, I'm leaning towards the idea that it was an outside source. Circumstance would be too happenstance for me to think that the toilet itself is the culprit for this uncontrollable flooding. Also, in the days following Quackity uploading his video discussing his ban on Discord, he's remained active in keeping tabs and giving updates on the situation. Most of the updates have consisted of Discord still hasn't said shit about shit, but just like a mother trying to control her loud and annoying ass kids in the middle of a Walmart, I just want to repeat something for the 7,000th time. Quackity's been keeping the civil in his tweets and shit, and if you plan on tweeting to Discord to hopefully get their attention, maybe get something done about this matter, you should follow suit and be constructive in how you word your tweets and stuff. Quackity's getting banned on Discord situation was also featured on Drama Alert. Thank you to Keem for fighting for duck rights. We will probably forget this in like a week, but in the moment, we applaud you.
Now this is pretty strange. Discord ended up telling him he was banned on Discord for doing raids from Discord, but he's never done any raids from Discord. And it appears through a conversation with the Discord mods that they just don't like his videos. And that's why I got banned. We need justice for Quackity!
The next stop is Pew News, boys! We can fucking dream, can't we? No? Fuck you. Also, I made a bomb-ass TikTok on my TikTok account @QuiteWasTaken, one where I said to unban Quackity from Discord. It was epic, and if you disagree, you are wrong. You should check it out and follow me on the TikTok app, because numbers are the driving force behind my self-confidence. It's incredibly healthy, I know. Up to the point that I'm writing this video, though, that's most of the meat of what's happened in the last week. I think it's best that we don't stay silent about this, because Discord hasn't said said a thing in response so far. I know I've said it a lot. In fact, I probably said it like 10 seconds ago, but we need to be respectful in how we get the attention of Discord. We can't just say they're gay or something, even though they are. And don't go out harassing people because of this whole shebang. Disclaimer number 3, a check. And now that the recaps are out of the way, in both the comments and tweets regarding my first video on this situation and Quackity's video on its own, I saw a lot of people disagreeing with his, mine, Diesel's, Kappa's, and a bunch of other people's reasoning for why the ban was unjustified. That's absolutely fine on its own, everybody is entitled to their opinion, but I saw some common arguments in favor of Quackity's ban, or just in general disagreeing with the premise of it being a public thing that I personally didn't really agree with. So I wanted to take some time here to address some of the more common ones that I saw in the comment section of multiple videos, and also in the Discord Unban Quackity hashtag as well. The argument I want to address first is also the one I saw directed at me the most, not to say that it wasn't levied at other people, but in the context I saw it in, it was criticism addressing my video specifically. But that argument was that my video was supposedly a copy and paste of what Quackity said in his video, and that I only made that video for views. Now I want to address the second part of the criticism by saying that you are partially right, I did do it for views, but that's in part because I think it's important that a lot of people see it. For one, the more people that see the situation with Quackity's ban and say something about it, the more likely that Discord will see it and say or do something about it, which is kind of the end goal of this whole campaign. And according to Quackity, all he asks is that Discord review their trust and safety team and look further into his situation, which at the moment we have no public confirmation if they've done so or not. You could say that I could have just mentioned Quackity's video in an unrelated video of mine, or I could have retweeted his video instead of making my own, or just put it in my community tab. And I did retweet his video, but if I only did that, it really wouldn't have the same effect as me making my own video talking about the situation, trying to spread the word of what Quackity said in his own video. Also, yes, I do like views. And as for the first part of the argument, that my video is reiterating a lot of what Quackity said, there is some truth to that. But I think it's dishonest to say I didn't say anything that he didn't, and that when I did share what he said before, that there wasn't any reason behind me doing that. There was repeated information in my video, true. But I think it was necessary for first-time viewers who weren't familiar with the situation beforehand so they understood what was going on. And I also think it was important to include to provide context and background for some of the stuff I wanted to say in my video. When I initially watched Quackity's video, there was one thing I thought he kind of missed an opportunity to expound on, and it was on how Discord wrote their rules on rated, where they state that they would give a warning for the kind of behavior that was cited as the reason for Quackity's ban, and how they didn't really follow how they said they would respond to these kinds of things. In his video, Quackity mentioned that he wrote in an email that he could have been sent a warning instead of been giving a ban, but he didn't really go into a whole lot of detail on why exactly he was being treated unfairly according to Discord's own rules. At least as far as the warning system goes, and him getting a ban before a warning is kind of stupid. If the reasons Quackity was given for being banned, like having raids that take place completely offsite of Discord, were a valid example of breaking community guidelines, even though in my opinion they weren't, he probably should have gotten a warning before straight up being banned. And contacting his Discord server staff saying to crack down on anything raid related in that server and on Discord specifically was far too vague and indirect to reasonably count as a warning. And like I said, if what Quackity has done is considered something of extreme severity, then the bar is way too fucking low. I talked about that because I felt Quackity hadn't really gone into too much detail about it in his own video. Another thing I heard people saying was that maybe the ban wasn't justified, but rather that it wasn't as big of a deal as we were making it out to be. Things like it's just a Discord account and Quackity can just make a new one since his old one got banned, and that it's not really a big deal. That argument on its own leaves the issue of there no longer being an account with ownership of Quackity's server, and when Discord hasn't allowed him to transfer ownership to another account, even to one that's not his own, it can become a problem, especially with the server that big. There are some people who have said to just nuke that server and make a new one entirely because apparently the current one is a mess. I don't know how true that is, but either way, that would mean literally starting from the ground up to rebuild one of the biggest servers on Discord. And it's kind of unfair to all the other people who have also worked in that server, like the mods and the staff, especially when they've been doing what they can to help keep anything Quackity Ray related off the Discord itself. And to put it in perspective how important an individual Discord account can be, let me just say that I met Quackity through Discord. I also met Anna and Hoover in a Discord server 2 years ago. I met Brandon and Diesel on Discord. I met Kappa on Discord years ago as well. I met Henry on Discord. I met Niall. I met Axel on Discord. Most of my friend group I met on Discord, and I frequently use it for communication with them. And sure, I have other means of communication with them, so if I needed to give them a new Discord account I made, I could, but those aren't the only people I communicate with on Discord. Like I said in the last video, business partners that I keep in touch with through Discord, I could completely lose contact with. And maybe if I'm lucky, my friends also have that business contact, and they can give them my new Discord. But that's a whole lot of ifs that very well might not pan out. And going back around to the server ownership thing, I very well might not be able to reliably talk in there anymore. You lose more than just an account if your Discord get bans when you're in a position like Quackity is. It's simpler when you use Discord primarily for just keeping in touch with friends, which I and Quackity both do, but you do stand stand to lose more than just that. It is a bigger deal than just make a new account, lol. It's like this because of all the contacts and server ownership stuff connected with your old account. Stuff that you might not be able to recover on a new one. Another argument I saw was that by going public with the situation, Quackity is just proving that he is toxic and inciting harassment, and the logic behind that one is probably the most amazing piece of abstract art I've seen this side of that picture of Thor feeding Thanos. You see, like I said in the last video, Quackity did spend a fuck ton of time trying to solve this in private. In fact, he spent the majority of the year up to this point doing just that. He was staying formal and respectful with his correspondence with Discord, and he kept doing that until Discord just started fucking ignoring him. He went public as a last resort, not as a knee-jerk reaction. And in going public, he encouraged everyone to be respectful in tweeting at Discord because he wanted this to be taken seriously. And I also saw people saying that Discord was the victim of the situation because of all their tweets replies being flooded with hashtag Discord unban Quackity. And listen, I love Discord, man, and I'm nothing but certain that the people over there are good, but it's a $2 billion company. And as a consumer of a product provided by a company in a capitalist society, when they do something you don't like, to make change happen with that, you need to make yourself and your complaints heard, which is exactly what Quackity's doing. Discord banned him unfairly and showed that they weren't staying consistent with themselves, so him and everybody in support of him are holding Discord accountable for that. And it's not like they've said something in response that we just don't agree with, it's that at this point, they just haven't responded at all. Discord isn't an individual, it's a company providing a service with many different individuals behind it. And the last point I want to talk about is people saying that Quackity's raids actually do have long-term effects and that they were a legitimate reason for him to be banned. And the example I saw cited the most for this was the Roblox forums being shut down after Quackity's raid on the game. Now bear in mind that all of Quackity's raid stuff takes place completely off of Discord, so even still I don't really think the raids would apply to Discord because they don't fucking happen there. But Quackity's raid on Roblox video was uploaded on June 6, 2017, and the actual raid took place a few days prior. Whereas the shutdown of the Roblox forum didn't happen until December 17th, 2017. This half a year gap on its own makes me think that the Roblox forum shutting down was at the very least not the result of just Quackity's raid, but also looking at the article for the Roblox forums on the Roblox Wikia, fantastic sources I know, and also some Reddit threads from around the time regarding the forum shut down, a lot of people cite not Quackity's raids as the reason the forums got nay-nayed, but rather the merging of certain sub-forums. And in addition to that, also the exclusion of two popular sub-forums that a lot of people used during this merging. The merging of sub-forums and the exclusion of two popular ones created a lot of not-so-happy campers in the time of the forum merge. Roblox's given reasons for shutting down the forums reads as follows. We believe the Roblox public forums are no longer capable of providing a positive environment and have been proven to be prone to excessive abuse. That's a fucking tongue twister, isn't it? And while this could be argued to stem from Quackity's raid, the time gap still leaves me doubting, because that would be a long-ass time for the raid's participants to linger around the Roblox forums actively, especially since Quackity only had like 100k subscribers at the time, and that the excessive abuse they mentioned could have easily stemmed from decisions they chose to make as a company, and removing things that their community enjoyed using. The community might have become disgruntled because of the decision a company made that they didn't like. There's also the fact that they acted differently to Quackity's raid on the forums than they had with earlier raids, as they temporarily shut down the Roblox forums during Quackity's raid, which they had not done for prior raids. And it's speculated that this behavior was the action of a new moderator of the forums at the time. While all of this put together doesn't mean that Quackity's raids didn't have some hand in shutting down the Roblox forums, it most definitely wasn't the only factor. And to cite it as proof of the harmful lasting effects that Quackity's raids have is pure conjecture at best. Even still, like I said in my last video, the same mod who banned Quackity reached out to his Discord staff in early 2018 to tell them that they can't conduct raid-related stuff on Discord. So they've known about Quackity's raid activities for at least a year, and they didn't take action on it until after the Animal Jam raid and until after the Awful for a Discord servers video came out. Anyways, those are all the things I wanted to go over in this video. If you guys have any things you disagree with me on, you think I missed anything, have anything to add, or you think I just got something completely fucking wrong, be sure to leave that in the comments below. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new, subscribe. Remember, hashtag Discord unban Quackity is the hashtag we're using for this whole thing. Remember to be respectful in your tweets and all that shit. I have a podcast with Wild Spartans and FPS Diesel called Loudmouse. We upload 2 new episodes every week on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and we're up on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. If you want to support the channel a little more directly, you can do so by clicking that join button next to the subscribe button and donating $5 a month to get things like custom badges and custom emotes. It's totally optional, but it helps out the channel, and it is much appreciated. If you want to check out any of my merch, you can go to QuiteShop.com. Shit is slick! You can follow me on Twitter at Quite and on Instagram at Quite.png. Links to both of those in the description below. And lastly, I also have a Discord server. Link to that in the description as well if you're interested. Ironic. Anyways, this has been Quite, and I'll see you guys next time.